me 1 second, guys. 1 second. Okay, we are live. What's up, guys? How you guys doing? It's time to stream. It's time to make some money, hopefully, or lose some money. You never know. I actually made a little bit money today, man. I had such a good short and I got scared. So this is the fourth account. I'm gonna say hi to everyone really soon, but this is the fourth account. As you know, I have 3 accounts copy trading, and then I have fourth account. I don't copy trade this because it's so far behind with the balance, so I don't see the need to risk it. Rather have it as more like a backup account. Anyways, I made 659 as you see, but man, I had a chance to make so much more. I was shorting with the heavy size. I played this account with a little bit bigger size, and man, but it is what it is. Market is open. What's going on? Interstays, Bofors, Sesuri, Toretto, Kerragan, Laurent, Fair Value Guy, Joe Lay. What's up, people? What's up, my people? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. For me, it's kind of evening. What's up, guys? Today we are live at the right time. Drunkenness, how you doing, my friend? All the legendary names are here. We are ready. Market is open. Let's see how the orb does. We had a heavy sell-off before the market opened, so I think it's kind of understandable why we are seeing a little bump. Now the question is, of course, how high they will bump it, but there was definitely heavy sell-off. Let's see if we bounce from any of the EMAs. Let me do some charting here. You already take some trade. I took a trade on my fourth account, so I have 4 XFAs, 3 of them copy trade each other, and I took trades here. I had short pretty much at the top, but I closed it way too early. It is what it is. Made some money before the market opened, but I didn't make any money on my 3 accounts, which is the most important for me. 9:30 a.m. here in GA. What is GA? I'm sorry. Cyfrost, what's going on? How are you doing? But the stream is live. And my water. Man, I woke up 6 a.m. today. I don't know what's happening with my sleep schedule. I think the whole flying thing a little bit messed my sleep schedule up. But now we wait for the orb as usual. Since we are waiting for the orb, I want to see where and why did we bounce in this area, because we have a strong bounce right now. The market is sending it to the upside. The orb is deforming. How you passing account bigger size? You mean 150? Well, the easiest answer, you need to make 9,000 profit. Mark Wade, long time no see, my friend. How you doing? The easiest answer, you need to make 9,000 profit and not lose 4.5. But no, I mean it's the same as you do when you once you have those accounts. It's you trade your strategy. You trade. Yeah, we had news as well. I saw it. You trade your strategy. You trade a little bit bigger size with combines. That doesn't mean you full port them, but you take a little bit more size. And today, man, I was in with 25 micros, so 2.5 minis on this account, and I was short literally here. And I got scared. I was like, I don't trade normally London, and I got scared, and I got so scared that I didn't hold my short. I would have made at least like 4,000-5,000 in one trade. So you not risk more. Like the thing is, wait, let me adjust a little bit the monitor here so I see the chat a little bit better. But the thing is, I risk more. So I have one more challenge account, right? Maybe we take the first trade on challenge account. I don't know. But I have one more challenge account. As you see, the balance is 152.7. I need to make it to 159 to pass this account. But wait, I answer really quickly and then I'm back. So, what I was saying, if you do the combine accounts or challenge accounts or evaluation account, whatever you want to call it, right? If I size 1 to 3 contracts, micros, on my funded account. I will go with 5 to 10 on the combines. So I just size up more heavy because I'm not losing real money except the account costs, and I have a timeline to pass, right? If you use Topstep, you're subscribing, so you have 1 month to pass. ES divergence, NQ took out the close high, but ES didn't. Oh, I see it now. I'm not trading before the OR finalizes. We always wait for the first 15 minutes. I mean, there are exceptions, but I see the divergence you're talking about. We also have news at exactly when the OR closes, by the way. But yeah, there is a nice divergence. The fact is, I don't trade the first 15 minutes, right? I don't take trades the first 15 minutes. That doesn't mean you shouldn't take the first. You shouldn't take trades the first 15 minutes. Carrex 10, what's going on, my friend? But you're interstates, you're completely correct. There is divergence right now. So, just as example, if you will short it now, right, you will hold it until ES takes out the high. But I think it's too early. Maybe it's enough. Sometimes those divergences, they come and go, and you're like, hell, I missed it, I didn't trade it. Now I'm not in the trade that I should be. You never know. It's just my rule is I don't trade the first 15 minutes. And the reason is usually the first 15 minutes is super volatile. It's going up and down, it's doing everything. What's your daily bias? Of course, my daily bias is still bearish because of the EMAs, as discussed in all the previous streams. But since we had such a big sell-off before the market open, I'm not surprised if we're gonna have a bullish Friday, or at least the first few hours gonna be bullish. But we are retracing this whole move down that happened in, like, that's the thing, right? London moved down 5 hours. We are maybe retracing the whole move in 20 minutes. That's the power of New York. Rowie, what's going on? At the gym, killing my arms, let's go. But it's still, like, I have had bearish bias ever since we here, like, this is where my bearish bias stayed intact ever since the last Thursday. So 1 week, no more, 1 week and 1 day ago, I have had bearish bias. That doesn't mean that we can't go up a lot. Market retraces, but overall, my overall bias doesn't change before we take those EMAs back. We also got rejected again on the 200 EMA. We are coming close to the 200 EMA on 1 hour. But that 4 hour, as long as we're not reclaiming those EMAs, I'm staying bearish. That doesn't mean if there's a good long setup, I'm not gonna take long. Like, don't marry your bias, right? Take what market gives you, but it's good to have some kind of bias, because at least then you have idea, like, do you look more for shorts, do you look more for longs? You know, yesterday yeah, we have news today as well. We have news, let me see, we have home sales on top of the hour. In 2 minutes when the orb closes, we have also PMI news. So this is manufacturing PMI. I don't even know really what it means. I'm not economist. I only care how market reacts to it. I think, like, I see a lot of YouTubers who teach trading. They also sell you a course, right? They tell you, like, oh, if you don't understand the economy, if you don't understand the inflation, how can you trade? Well, I understand inflation means that money loses its value, right? Prices go higher. That's all I need to understand. I don't really care in terms of what's the CPI number and how it's defining the macroeconomics. Like, it's important to maybe understand, like, watch someone on YouTube explain, like, okay, we have the CPI number, this is what it means for economy. But the same book, this book, Trading in the Zone, I recommend this book to anyone. I'm not sponsored, I don't have affiliate link, but the same book says it really well. Like, there are traders who trade fundamentals, right? Fundamentals meaning you trade kind of like the forecast of the stock, you trade economical state of the overall economy, unemployment and everything. I think the only thing that matters for this market is kind of like the rate cuts, rates, inflation. These things matter, but like what this book says about those kind of, like, the book says that you don't need to be smart to make it in trading, and I agree completely. You can be financially completely stupid and still be an amazing trader. Like, there is no correlation of people being really good in finance and being amazing traders, right? And the reason is, it's not because the finance people are not good traders. There are definitely a lot of good traders, but you can't trade on fundamentals because market participants are people. So it means that market can always have a random reaction or random outcome. It has so many outcomes because market participants are people, right? So we react, we have emotions, we have FOMO, we have greed, and so on. So overall, if someone tells you that you need to understand everything, CPI, inflation, I don't know, this PMI, exactly how it affects economy, and you need to understand GDP and treasuries and everything, like it doesn't do you anything bad if you know them. It's definitely more beneficial, but I don't think that's like the secret sauce you need to become a profitable trader. At least I think I'm stupid in that sense. Like I've been to university, I understand some things about economy and so on, right? I'm not completely, I don't know, dumb, but I think you can be like complete dumb and be amazing trader. There's so much more than for investments, maybe. What you're stating is correct if you day trade, but long-term fundamentals is not horrible at all. Oh yeah, for sure. If you look for long-term investments and so on, you need to understand if you're investing into growing industry or what's like the future of the industry. Is it growing? Is it declining? Is there, I don't know, the companies that are building it, what are they forecasting and so on. Of course, if you're investing like really seriously in stocks, I think then fundamentals is really important. But in terms of day trading, market will show you if the news are good or bad, right? And that's another thing. Like if you take shorts because the news are negative, a lot of times what will happen, you're gonna have really bad news for the market. The market just pumps, right? Market will send it up. And it's because like you can't apply logic to the market always. Market will do whatever it wants to do. And if it was logical that we have a bearish news and then we're gonna short, and if we have bullish news we're gonna long, it will make the market really easy to trade, right? The market is not really easy to trade. Should avoid all the noise. That completely sounds true. Yeah, it's like one thing, like you need to be aware what time the news comes out, right? What time we have CPI release or this PMI release. What day is the Nvidia earnings, right? You don't want to trade when Nvidia earnings come out or things like that. Like you need to be aware that these things are happening, or maybe Trump is speaking, or of course when it's FOMC, you shouldn't be in a trade when the rate numbers come out or Powell starts speaking, right? But otherwise, and also like if you're a retail trader, how do you expect to react to the news on your trading if there are machines that probably cost millions and millions and millions that are literally built by the smartest people that those banks and institutions can hire, right? Most of the trading is taking place by machines, not people, and these things react not even in seconds, in milliseconds or nanoseconds or whatever, right? They understand the data so much quicker, so you will never, as a human, if you see some kind of news come out, you can never expect that, oh, you see a bearish news, I will be ahead of the market. No, market will be always ahead of you. I think day trading is like a skill, muscle. Once you train it, you can become good at it 100%. It's pattern recognition. That's why trading hours or market hours is super important, right? The more time you spend on charts, the more you understand like, oh, I have seen this before. Maybe there is a likelihood, like, I don't remember who said it, but there was like a saying that good traders sometimes take trades based on intuition. And it's not because they were given some kind of magical intuition by nature, it's just because they have like 20,000 hours spent on the charts, they earn the intuition, right? They earn the feeling that now I should enter the trade, even if maybe the setup is not like A plus, or it's not all hitting all their rules. Like, you can't be beginner and be like, oh, I have a good intuition about everything, I will do the same on markets. Well, good luck to you, right? It's like, oh, it's going up, I should short because it should go down soon, right? I'm thinking about the inverse orb. I'm looking what this market is doing, but I don't think inverse orb is the worst idea, because that's a 270 point orb. That's not a small orb. Music a little bit too loud. No worries, we should be better now. But it's not the worst idea to inverse orb, to be honest. Retrace nicely. It's not the worst idea to inverse orb, but you are already 60 points from the orb high. Do you want to take the 60 point stop loss trade so early? Maybe it's a good idea. Again, I'm just telling you my thoughts. It's a little bit shaky, but it looks like the inverse orb is playing out. Let me see what the VWAP activation bands are saying. Let's see how this VWAP retest will go as well. That's also important. The 200 EMA. We are bullish. Yes. Is there 5-minute delay in stream? No way, 5 minutes. Wait. That can't be happening. There should be maybe a few seconds or maybe 1 minute on maximum. But no, there shouldn't be any delay as far as I understand. Do you get everything 5 minutes later? Really? I don't think you have 5 minutes. But I don't have any delays. No, the delay is disabled on the settings. I think it might be your internet. I don't think so. Okay, the inverse orb is playing out really nicely. Only 20 seconds? Yeah, maybe there's some like I can't change that because on the OBS settings. Happened to me too, forgot to press like. You are the MVP, Cypher. Man, that inverse orb is actually playing out really nicely. Shout out to whoever was calling. You don't need to apologize. It's all good, my man. But god damn, that inverse orb is playing. I don't want to chase this trade, but whoever called out that inverse orb, you had a really good vision for the trade, because that orb today is really white. That might be the day that we play the inverse orb all day, or until we break it out, right? Because the thing is, like, are we gonna? I love it. Let's see how this VWAP act. Let's see if we can. I don't want to rush into setups, because what happened yesterday, man? Yesterday was so choppy in the beginning. We finished the stream with the banger trade. We finished the stream with the banger trade. We took more than 100, and I think the overall trade went to 170 points or even more. It was crazy good trade that we took in the end of the stream. Okay, let's see. Oh, I need some energy. This is developing. The inverse orb is developing really nicely. So if you don't know what inverse orb is, it's just you short the high of the orb because your stop loss will be outside of the orb, and then you try to TP the low of the orb. And the reason why you take it is because this orb is super wide, right? Yesterday we didn't have wide orb. Today it's 290 points, and yeah, it's wide, I would say, in these market conditions. How was the dinner? Oh, thank you for asking. It was amazing. Always nice to have some family time. Good food, good company. Yeah, it was really nice. What time frame? What, my friend? What time? This is a 15-minute orb. First 15 minutes of New York Open. This orb is only based on the previous candle. So this white candle, that's this white. Sorry, not white. This is the blue zone. That's the 15-minute orb. You can play 5-minute orb, so meaning you wait for the 5-minute candle, so your here would be your high of the orb. Let's see if we can get into trade at the orb high. I don't hate the idea. I really don't hate the idea. But I'm not gonna FOMO into any trades. We'll see. What's the... If you get in now, how many points? Damn, you're risking quite a lot of points, huh? I'm not getting in, I'm just seeing visually what my stop loss would be if I was in. To short inverse orb, you short or long the inverse orb in market conditions when the orb is exceptionally wide, right? Like most of the time in the last few days, visually, like it's also what you define wide. If every 15-minute candle is 250 points, then the orb right now is 270 or something. Yeah, 275, 270, around that. If every previous candle is around the same size, that's not the wide orb, right? You define orb like, how unusual it looks for the rest of the market. Like right now, if you zoom out, that one 15-minute candle that gave us the orb is extremely different from the previous market conditions, right? Yesterday I think we had orb here, so if you compare yesterday orb to today's orb, it's completely wider. But that doesn't mean that every time 270 point orb is wide. If the market conditions are super volatile, then it's not wide. But today, right now, with those market conditions, it's definitely wide. Top of the hour is potential tariff ruling. Volatility could get insane and not respect your stop loss. Be careful. That's a really good, yeah. Is the whole ruling at top of the hour? That's interesting. Let's open financial choice. I think I will wait that 5 minutes and see what's gonna happen with the market. The news gonna be here. Don't worry guys, you're not gonna miss the news, but so far that inverse orb is playing out really nicely. If you took the inverse orb, might be safe to go break even in terms of the news in 3 minutes. Yeah, 3 minutes. But so far that inverse orb is playing nicely, and the reason why we sometimes play inverse orb, and I might get into it if we go to the high of the orb, is there's two reasons. One is, well, let's say if you play the normal orb breakout, right, you wait for the breakout and then you go long. The thing is, like, your stop loss, like for you to have one-to-one trade, we really need to break out another 270 points just to have one-to-one trade. And the other reason is your stop loss is in super obvious position, right? If you snipe the entry on the orb high, well, your stop loss is just outside of the orb, right? It doesn't matter how many points you leave it. Maybe leave it like this, so it's from the previous high as well. But that's why sometimes, and I don't think we have taken inverse orb in a long time in the stream, because there hasn't been conditions for that. But today might be the day where inverse orb makes sense. So even if we go to the low side of the orb, maybe I will look for longs. Let's see. We have 3 minutes, and then I will start considering going in, because I don't want to be caught in some news. And Drogpope said really the correct thing, that be careful in 2 minutes. Yeah, exactly, in 2 minutes, be careful. There might be some wicks. Hourly close, 4 hour candle close, anything can happen if you enter too early, but you always have a risk not getting the trade you want as well, right? If you don't sometimes have balls to enter, then you also might miss the trade. So I'm not signaling you do not do trade, but I'm not signaling also do trade. You always need, like, I've seen this on stream where some of you guys are saying like, oh, let's go long now, it looks good for longs, and I'm in short, or I'm saying like, oh, it still looks bearish, and then you guys miss a trade. Like, that's not what I want to happen, right? I don't want you to take trade because what I say. I just comment what I'm observing, what I'm seeing in the market, but you are responsible for your trades, and I don't want you guys to miss out any trades just because I'm not in a trade. today's session high and previous daily low are kind of weak. Previous daily high we had 25.50. I mean, the first, if there is any targets, I might take trades on this account because I'm up already almost 700. So I will give myself room to maybe lose 300 or something. That's my fourth account. I have more. I can play the stop loss a little bit wide. Like I'm not gonna lose money here, right? I'm not gonna risk the whole 600 if I enter into a trade. So I might jump into first trade on this one. We are now coming to the high of the orb. Okay, I will jump in. Let me see. There's 24 seconds. 24 seconds. Not looking great. It's not looking great for shorts or longs. Because I am not in a trade. So what is not looking great? I'm not looking great. I'm sleepy. I have a sleepy face. No, I'm okay. I don't see any. Okay, there's news. Let me see what the news are. I'm considering a limited strike on Iran, Trump says. That was yesterday, I think. Iran preparing deal proposal for US, so that's like bullish. Amin Badu, what's up? You are Italian, right? My Italian friend. How are you doing? Your Estonian dude is doing great. I haven't taken any trades on stream, although I took one trade before the market opened. As you see, I'm up 600. So if I'm gonna play this inverse orb and I'm gonna go in now, I'm risking with the money. I'm risking with the profits, right? And the reason what made me go in right now is I'm gonna show you in a moment. So we're risking half of the profits. That's fine. We're risking half of the profits. I'm gonna show you the reason why I got in. I saw another thing that happened, but that might disappear in a moment. When you lost your account, what you doing? Oh, I'm already stopped out. Hoo, I missed it. Hoo, look at this. Holy shit, that ES candle looks insane. And that's why you set your stop losses, huh? That was... It's okay, guys. I was playing with profits. I wasn't playing with my 3 main accounts. I was playing with profits. It's okay. That candle was quick. Like, you are wrong in this trade. And we are flying. What's the news? What's the news, guys? What's the news? Because we are flying. We are not flying organically right now. We are. What's the news? Because there is something happening in the market. Where's the music? Is the music still there? There is something happening in the news, and we need to find out what is it. Trump lost tariff in Supreme Court. So Supreme Court said no tariffs. But that's not... I don't agree. This is super bullish. I'm gonna tell you why I don't think this is super bullish. Because you know what that can mean? That can mean... I don't know, Doretta, why your message got redirected, don't worry. I don't think this is super bullish, honestly. The reason why I don't think it's super bullish, it's because... let me see. Like, do you know what's gonna happen now? Yeah, I always have financial news, but it came here with a little bit. So that's the news. That's the reason why we're pumping, but I don't think this is super bullish. And the reason why I don't think this is super bullish is because knowing Trump personality, he's gonna start tweeting some bullshit and market is not gonna like it. because I mean, I don't have any political views in any matter, but we all know Trump is a little bit emotional in terms of if someone says no to Trump, he acts like a small children. So I think like we have a bullish reaction, but I don't think this is as bullish as it looks like. I honestly think like Trump can fuck this market really quickly based on this decision. He will fire the Supreme Court. I mean that's like the only reason I don't see this as super bullish. Okay, we are up 300 on this account. I'm not gonna touch this account. I wanna take some real trades, but I'm gonna let the market settle with the news a little bit. Let's let it settle for a second. But I honestly think this is not super bullish. Just because knowing Trump personality, he will find some way to tweet something that market doesn't like. What's the decision? The decision was that the Supreme Court said no tariffs. So they pretty much said no to Trump. They said like, we don't care what you put in place, no tariffs. Like the tariffs are not valid as far as I understand it, and I think market understands what I meant, that it's not super bullish. Let the market settle a little bit. It's fresh news. Unless you top tick short here. But we are coming back heavily. Let's see. I think one Trump tweet can erase all of this bullish momentum that we have. Like that's like the news is bullish, like don't get me wrong. But is it bullish when Trump is the president? That's the thing. And looks like it was good to be at the gym. I mean, we are back inside the orb as well. Let's now we go all the way down. Yesterday highs were taken out. I don't disagree with you, and we also have divergence. Yes, we have a little bit divergence, and I was in my trade for like how much I was in my trade for maybe like 1 minute. That was probably the quickest loss I ever had in a stream. That was probably the quickest loss we ever had on a stream. But I want the market to a little bit settle. But I don't think this is bullish. I don't think like, I think we are baiting a lot of longs in right now, or we baited a lot of longs in. Now it's looking like a dump. That's interesting. Let's see. Played out perfectly, set my sell order previous daily high. Nice. A minute before that green candle, I thought it could be a good long setup, but you wanted to short, and I was like, okay, wait a minute. I am so thankful that I played on this account, right? We lost profits, we didn't lose money. We just minimized the profits, but that's the beauty of building a buffer before a trade. And that was a quick loss as well. That wasn't even a painful one, right? It was like, I'm in, I'm out. This was, I'm in and I'm out. I want to see how this 5 minute, if this 5 minute candle closes into the orb, man, fuck this, I'm going back in. If this 5 minute candle closes into the orb again, I think I will jump back in, because now we have the news out. There's not gonna be, the tariffs will have to be paid back. The problem is like how Trump is gonna react. That's what I think like makes the bullish news bearish, because the thing is it's just the Trump personality, right? Again, I don't have any political views, I'm just commenting what I have observed from Estonia, and I think everyone knows it. We all agree, even if you're Trump supporter or not, we all agree that he doesn't like when someone says no to him, right? And that's what makes this news a little bit bearish for me, that we can have some Truth Social or the Twitter, or I think Truth Social is go-to platform, right? We can have some extreme rants coming about some Supreme Court, how the judges need to be fired. Yeah, he won't react well, guaranteed. I agree with you. It's a it's definitely a little bit, and I think market feels it as well. But if you don't close this 5-minute candle into the orb, I'm not entering right now. We'll see. We have 24 seconds. Man, my trade was so unlucky in a way that I should have waited maybe 1 more minute, because I thought it's on top of the hour, and I entered like 3 minutes after top of the hour, and then I was immediately stopped out, and I was like, oh yeah, I entered before the news. The thing I warned myself about made me enter, but it's okay. We are still green, and no trades yet on my normal accounts. Maybe we will have now some kind of divergence. Maybe we will have similar setup to yesterday. Maybe we will have similar setup to yesterday. We are coming to the VWAP activation bands. We didn't close the 5-minute candle into the orb, so no trades yet for me. Did we get any reactions from EMAs? Okay, that's honestly good that we are coming so close to those EMAs as well. That will give us the better short opportunity. We'll see. We need to stay patient. That's, you know, I thought before I started streaming today, I was in supermarket and I was thinking to myself, like, a lot of times that I will tell you guys, oh, I feel a little bit bad that I haven't taken any trades because I know trading makes the stream entertaining. But then I was like, but that's exactly what you guys need to learn if you are learning from me. Some of you might be much more advanced in trading than me, but like one thing that we all, including me, need to learn, that trading needs to be boring, right? So that's like the I really enjoy your stream and appreciate you teaching. Right on point when I started speaking about it, but it's a little bit conflicting, right? Stream itself should be entertainment, right? But when it's trading stream, it should be non-entertaining, because again, trading itself needs to be really boring if you want to be successful. Like, you need to be like, do I want to trade right now? Of course I want to trade. I want to enter. I want to feel the dopamine that I get when I enter a trade, right? You feel excited. You feel like, okay, let's see what's gonna happen. Let's see if we can make money. Like, you get the excitement. We all get the excitement from trading in a way. But in a nutshell, it needs to be boring in order to succeed. You need to feel bored. You need to feel you are bored, that your setup is not there and you want to enter and you don't enter. That's discipline. And yeah, that's like conflicting with the streaming as a purpose. Like, what's streaming, right? But I'm never, I told you this before as well, I'm never gonna make my stream entertaining just for the sake of it. I'm gonna make my stream about my trading, and if my trading is boring, well, I trade the way it works, right? I trade the way I learned from you to trade the combine when I'm just bored. Yeah, that's what I do as well. That's what I do as well. I sometimes I should have maybe taken that trade on combine, but again, we lost a little bit profits. I think I was up 690. We lost 335. Okay, we are missing 335 from this account, from the profits. So nothing major. I'm honestly waiting for divergence, but that divergence seems so far away right now, right? I'm hoping that maybe that, I mean, we kind of have divergence. No, not really. Like, maybe ES makes a new high and then we can enter short. Kind of similar to the setup we took yesterday. To be honest, we are actually really similar to yesterday. We are dancing with the orb high. Yesterday was the same before we found the trade. it's entertaining having a teammate going through the same market with us every morning. Don't worry about that. If you're bored together, it's a good stream. Let's go, my friend. It's true. I mean, trading needs to be boring. That's like every successful trader who is far 10 times more successful than I am in trading. Every successful trader will say the same, right? They all say that you need to execute like a robot. You need to trade like a robot. You shouldn't have any emotions. You should accept the losers before they happen, right? You need to accept that if you enter a trade, you're gonna lose. Like not trading emotions, not revenge trading, all of that. Let's see if we close inside the orb. I might look for short again, but this market definitely woke up with the news. That's a good thing. We want volatility. Now it's the question of where can we find the trades. We're 7. Okay, we are more than 70 points. We are 100. My mathematics are not the best. Yeah, we are 150 points from the highs. So okay, NQ closed. Wait, let's see what the rest of the market is doing. NQ kind of closed. Candle inside the orb. Everything is switching to red as well. I think the question is, can we get good entry? Because that stop loss, if I want to place my stop loss above the high, is so freaking wide, man. If you enter shorts from here, right? But at the same time, I think shorts are becoming a play. Let's see, we are really similar to yesterday. Like, we are dancing around the orb high quite aggressively. And I really want to short this market. I might jump in with my profits, the account where I have profits already. That's kind of starting to scream to me that short me, please. And as soon as I say it, we are really dropping down. I don't want to get execution paralysis. If you know what it means, it means that I'm afraid to take trades. For fuck's sake, now I feel that I'm missing out. I think I'm gonna play with the profits again. I don't like this entry at all. We are past my original entry as well, right? I entered here, then I got immediately stopped out with pretty much one candle. This is looking so good for shorts, but I don't have my entry right now. The question is, do we want to chase it with size? As someone said, maybe we should try trading combine when it's not time to trade. Let's see this market. I think we are now in the orb in every way. Okay, we're not chasing it. Short around overnight high, retest and failed. Let's see, we might look for entry now. I think I'm gonna jump in now. I will check on my second monitor what the orb is doing. I kinda think we made the daily high. I really do. That news candle kinda made a daily high, but we'll see. It's giving us better and better entry rate. We have 1 minute 35 seconds until this 5-minute candle closes. Super similar to yesterday. We are dancing on the orb high. We are really dancing at the orb high. Let's see if we can actually get a proper setup as well. Okay, now we're a little bit better. I'm so glad I didn't jump in shorts when I said I feel the FOMO. have to ignore those feelings. If you feel FOMO, that's exactly the time you shouldn't press the button. 3-minute closed above the orb. Okay, yeah. That's why we don't surrender to FOMO, right? We don't surrender to FOMO. As soon as we've felt FOMO and wanted to go in, that was the worst time to go in. I'm going in right now. We'll see. Yep, I'm going in. I'm assuming I'm a little bit preempting that we're gonna close this candle. That market is volatile, so be careful with size today. Be really careful with the size. I'm still targeting the session lows at least. Man, $400 with 1 micro seems a little bit scary, but that market is alive, definitely. We have 16 seconds to close this 5-minute candle. If we switch back into the orb, I'm staying inside. If not, I'm gonna find a new trade. And we are closing 3. Okay, we didn't. Wait, let me check a little bit what the market wants to do. Let me see what the market wants to do. We are still at the orb high. It's really similar to yesterday. The question is it as similar to give us a similar setup as well, which would mean that we will make new high on NQ or ES, and one of them doesn't make the new high. Let's see how the orb low reacts again. We got better entry than the FOMO we had, but is it the best entry? Don't know yet. Rosen 65 RSI. Let's see if we can actually. I think it's. Wait, let's see what the different charts are showing us. Let's see what the different charts are showing us. Okay, we have. Okay, I know where I'm gonna get out of the trade. If you go into those VWAP deviation bands which are here, then I'm gonna go get out of this trade. If not, I might scale into one more contract. Today I'm not so eager to take definitely not more than 2 contracts, I think. When you say orb, what time frame are you referencing? So the orb itself is this blue zone here is 15-minute orb. So it's just the first 15-minute high and low. This blue zone, both on ES or NQ. That's what I'm referencing. Let me see how this VWAP deviation band reacts to this market. I have a strange feeling that we already maybe put the daily high in, but again, market needs to tell us information we can't predict, because usually when you predict, it's gonna cost us money, right? Market doesn't care what we predict. Let's see, we are coming to the crucial zone where I either exit this trade manually or I scale in, and then I'm gonna set my stop loss. This VWAP deviation band is kind of crucial whether we get some kind of reversal here or not. But it's looking like the longs are stronger in this market. Okay, now we are at the VWAP deviation band. If we close candle, so my whole trade idea right now is if we close candle above those VWAP deviation bands, I am out. If we don't close candle inside of them, then I might look to start making position for myself. News just hit about tariffs. Wonder if it will affect the market. My friend, that was these candles, these huge wick candles, and I was in the short. I was playing with my profits and I got smacked in seconds. I think I was in trade for maximum 25 seconds before it hit my stop loss. I went in just before the news. It was amateur mistake, but what can you do? It happens. Let's see. Are we closing into those orb pans? Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. $80 down. Okay. Yeah, the maximum I think I'm willing to lose on this trade is 120. So around 20 points more, but so far I have a really clear trade rule for this trade. But the market is definitely volatile today, so if anything, doesn't matter if you're short or long, make sure you size down. Market is moving more than it has been in the last few days. So play with the small contracts, play with small size. You need to have wider stop losses in this market, that's for sure. At the same time, I don't see us. We'll see. Let's see how these candles develop. I mean, let's see if my trade idea plays out. Maybe I'm completely wrong about the inverse orb. For me, this is a wide orb. I think we're gonna break inside the orb again. I hope it's kinda, you know what I'm hoping from the market today? I hope it's gonna be range Friday. It's really common to have range Fridays. Not common, but last year it was common. Not this year we haven't seen much range Fridays. But what range Friday means is in the first 2-3 hours we kinda define the range where the market will stay. And then you pretty much short the highs, long the lows all day. I know it's easier said than to be done, right? It's never easy to press the button at the lows because you're thinking like, oh, maybe now this is the breakout and it's not gonna stay in range. But we have seen this. Fridays can be rangy. Right now it's exactly similar market to yesterday. Is this the moment never stopped out to got stopped out? Kinda. I mean, it's always stopped out, right? The name, the reason why I chose this name, never stopped out, it was only because the moments, I think everyone in this stream can relate. I'm not the only one. I'm not gonna say, oh, so many bad things happened to me and it's not gonna happen to you and I was the biggest victim. But the reason why I chose this name was because the things I experienced to be in the position where I am, where I have the crazy winning streak and those payouts and everything, right? The things I had to go through, and again, I think this is not me, this is every single one of you in the stream. If you've been trading for some time, you go through some fucking bullshit, right? You go mental absolute hell. You don't want to do it anymore, you don't want to trade anymore, and then it's like you go through those moments. And for me, the never stopped out means it's like I'm never stopped out from the markets. It doesn't mean I'm never stopped out from the trades. I lose on stream as much as I win. For some reason I would say roughly my win rate in stream trades is around 65 to 70%, which is actually my account win rate anyway. So I get stopped out on streams, not all the time, but quite often. But the whole idea behind the name is that I'm never stopped out from trading. Like, you can destroy me, you can punch me 10 times, you can stop me out from trades a million times, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna try more, I'm gonna try again. Like, that's the meaning of my never stopped out. Can I ask which VWAP activation indicator do you use and what settings do you use? Yes, the easiest answer, and I always refer to this. If you come to my Discord, completely free, never gonna sell you anything, right? There is this my charts and indicators, and once you come to this channel, there is every single chart that you either see on stream or I have in my trading arsenal, and also the VWAP activation band. But to give you answer, it's called and I also say the name, but VWAP STTV bans V2 mode by the Young Guizy, I don't know how you pronounce it. But anyways, this is the indicator, and then I have changed some settings. You can pause the stream right here, but these are on the Discord as well. Just find the channel, and then you will find the indicator, the settings and everything. Let me quickly see what the market is telling me. I think we're gonna make Diverge. I think we're gonna have really similar setup to yesterday, honestly, guys. I really think so. The way this market is developing, I was like, we are so far from the news high. Now I have a feeling we're gonna make a new high. And if it's gonna be divergence, it's gonna be a choice. It's gonna be same setup that we took yesterday, right? It's exactly the same setup we took yesterday. Better be stopped out than not to have a stop loss. Do you see the stop loss on my screen right now? No, sometimes when I enter with 1 micro, I don't have a stop loss in place immediately, because when I enter with 1 micro, the market needs to go really quickly against me by a lot of points, right? It needs to, I don't know, drop against me 300 points in minutes or seconds, or go up 300 points in minutes or seconds for me to be like, okay, I should have used immediate stop loss. When I'm with 1 micro, I sometimes have visual stops, because I have idea what makes me want to go out of the trade. What is the reason why I'm gonna exit the trade? And for example, right now, the reason I'm not setting, like, I can set the manual stop loss here as well, but I will probably get out earlier manually. But when I'm with 1 micro, and especially with my account size, right, it's 7,000 account, like you technically, I mean, everything can happen. We can announce, I don't know what kind of news, and my account can be destroyed with 1 micro, but that's thousands of points that Nasdaq needs. Nasdaq needs to go like 27,000 in, like, you understand my point. So when I'm with 1 micro, sometimes I set the stop loss. If I have a really good entry, I'm like, okay, I immediately set a stop loss, because I'm gonna rather find a new trade and it's gonna be really tight stop loss. But for example, in this case right now, it's more that I enter without super strong confirmation, and then I either wait for the confirmation, and if the trade is not going against me like in super fast speed, or it's not really like grinding against me, right, then I'm gonna manually close. But the point I'm trying to make is, like, for example, right now I kinda see the scenario where we're gonna make a new high on NQ or ES, and let's say we make this new high for a second and then we reverse immediately, kind of similar to yesterday, right? Yesterday we had exactly the divergence that I'm explaining right now, where we had NQ made a new high, ES didn't, we entered based on that. But NQ is like, again, that's knowing your asset, right? You probably didn't want to be, you don't want to be in silver even with 1 micro without a stop loss, right? On NQ, you kind of know the asset. It can wick for 1 second really against you, and if you have a stop loss immediately, you might get wicked out, and then the trade goes your way, and then it's like, the question is like, did you set too premature stop loss in a sense? And let's see if NQ closes the candle. Yes, go inside orb, go inside orb, go inside orb. That will be amazing buffer trade. That would be honestly amazing buffer trade if you can hit this. Let's see. But with 1 micro, anything after 1 micro, I will never stay in a trade without stop loss. Anything after 1 micro, no, not a chance, right? Immediate stop loss placement, exactly knowing where I'm gonna be out of the trade, because again, then I'm multiplying whatever I'm losing with 1 micro with 2, and even with my account size, that's enough for me to always be safe. With 1 micro, I feel that I can have a mental stop, or I can manually monitor the trade much better. I like what the market is doing right now. this would be amazing buffer trade. If you can hit my TP, which is 150 points. I think this is a little bit stretched, right? Coming to the session lows, but I'm going for 150 points because I think my stop loss is a little bit higher than 1-to-1 if I hit this TP. My visual stop loss in that sense. But yeah, I think you understand what I mean with 1 micro. And of course, it depends on the account size. I think if you have 50,000 account where your drawdown is 2,000, you should have stop loss with 1 micro regardless. So if you have 100,000 account, and I mean 100,000 as actual drawdown, like live account 100,000, then do you need stop loss with 1 micro? Because the thing, like what I used to do sometimes with 1 micro is I enter with 1 micro, and then NQ can go against you a little bit, especially if you preempt any trades, right? If you preempt kind of like the trend reversals and so on, NQ can be such a bitch about it. Like you can have amazing entry on a 1 hour, on 4 hour, like the way the trade plays out later, it can be truly like amazing entry. But in the moment when you entry, it can go against you 50 points, maybe even 100 points if it's super volatile market. I think I don't want to go break even actually. But when it's really like after you enter and it's going against you 50 points, then what I did before was like I had a rule that I can be off with my entries 65 points. That was like, it's not in my strategy anymore, but that was in my strategy that I can be off with my entry 65 points. And as soon as I was around 55 points in my stop loss, I scaled in because my rule was I can be wrong 65 points. Now I'm 10 points away from me being wrong, and then I actually added more size. I know, never add to a loser, but again, it's the way you manage your bankroll, right? It's the way you manage your account size and everything, right? So in that moment, I think I will take the buffer. I don't think we are breaking lower because let's see how, if we go outside of the orb again, it's looking juicy as a short so far, but we are up 50 points so far. Let me see, we just opened new 5-minute candle. I think we're gonna go higher. I'm gonna go break even on this trade because I feel like right now it's better to look for new entry rather than, I'm gonna get break even on this trade. It didn't find the momentum, so I will find new entry, but that might be in a wrong decision, right? That's the danger of break even, but we'll see. I just, the way we are closing outside of the orb, or we are coming outside of the orb again, I think there is a better setup or better entry in play. Maybe I'm wrong. It seems that I might be wrong, but again, don't trade like me. I make mistakes as much as anyone else, right? I am not some kind of superhuman. I get out from trades too early. I hold them too long. I enter on the wrong places. Like, happens with all of us, right? Unless you're maybe Nancy Pelosi. Shout out to the legend. I saw recent news that she sold PayPal stock like 1 month before it dropped like 60% or something. What a legendary trader we have. But regardless, I'm not sure about this break even actually. I'm not actually sure if I made the right decision to close this trade. Yes, we are above my entry now, but we'll see. This market is doing really similar to yesterday. We were chopping around the orb high. We don't have any confirmations for the direction. We don't have any direction for the confirmation for the direction, right? We are chopping, like, yeah, you can say we are bullish on a shorter time frame. We reversed the whole down move, but right now to continue the move up, we don't really. God damn, this is reminding me, I don't know what day it was, but I made a lot of money that day when the market behaved extremely similar. We made money yesterday as well. Nancy the goat. I like your target. That's where all the liquidity is. Is there liquidity? There might be, but that's the answer of volume profile, right? Let's see what the volume profile says. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of liquidity here, right? That POC shows us what's the most traded area of today's trading session. This white line, and there is a lot of liquidity. She sold PayPal at the best time ever. Yeah, I saw that as well. I mean, she's a legend in trading. She only takes the winning trades. Okay, now the break even was a good idea. I was even considering closing it when I was up 50 points or 100. Because I was like, that's a nice buffer for next trade. But I was like, I would say I like break evens more than cutting trade early. Because if you cut the trade early and then it goes your target, you're like, you know? I mean, when it's break even and then it goes to target, okay, that's, I mean, they're both ass feeling, right? In both times you feel like ass. But so far seems the break even was right decision. We had a small momentum down and then we bounced on the orb high. New York VWAP, like this is truly one-to-one with yesterday, right? Yesterday was the same. We were building at this yellow line is New York VWAP. We were building around the VWAP, like we were bouncing, holding it as a support. Then we went higher and then we completely reversed. Is the market gonna mirror exactly what happened yesterday? I doubt that, but we might get something similar. I don't think there is... How much are we up today on NQ? 0.60%? I mean, we have some room down. The worst thing I think about going to break even on a trade, you know what's the worst thing? You feel more FOMO to go back in. Like the FOMO I'm feeling, you can't see inside of my head, right? But there is some FOMO speaking to me like, oh, you exited, you should go back in, it's doing what you wanted it to do. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. But I'm not jumping on the FOMO train. Super similar to yesterday, super similar. And if it is similar to yesterday, we should let it play out, right? Yesterday was like similar, and then ES did this while NQ did this one, right? We made a new high, ES didn't, boom, we go in, and that divergence played out really nicely. So if that's the case, I would be happy to hope that the price goes and takes out this high, which NQ is now pushing it. Let's see. Okay, now I start to like the stop loss in a sense. We'll see. What's the volume? We had a little volume spike on the last candle. You should look into 20 EMA wave indicator when you have time. It's crazy how many time price bounces off that wave. Put the indicator on the Discord. I will definitely check it out. Put it in the Discord, I will check it out, I will try to play around it. But the thing is with indicators as well, is if it works for you, use it, because like you see me using a lot of indicators, RSI, EMAs, like whatever it is, I'm using it, right? The danger of using a lot of indicators, there is also a danger, or the downside. The downside is the fact that you can get extremely fooled by seeing different information. Like you get confirmation on everything, right? You get confirmation on EMA, and then you get confirmation on another indicator, and it's giving you mixed signals. But I definitely would be interested. If you say it's a good indicator, I'm definitely always interested to see how, if I can implement this into my strategy book, how it works, what it is. If it's related to moving averages, I'm always interested, because you see, I love my moving averages, right? EMAs are also moving averages. So in a sense. Okay, let's see. Now I'm really glad that I went break even, because now we are coming extremely close to this high. And let's see, we might have exactly the same setup as yesterday. We might have exactly the same setup as yesterday. And I will take that setup any day. But that will mean that NQ needs to make a new high, and you actually have a little bit divergence. We already made new high from the last 5-minute highs, right? We're not at the previous major high, but I like how it's developing for potentials. Now I really like how it's developing. Wait, let's see what ES is doing. ES still didn't take out that high. Again, we can't be fooled as well, because we are now closing 15-minute candle. Yesterday 15-minute candle opens and closes were quite crazy. The wicks we left behind on those candles were quite insane. So it's definitely better to play it safe, but okay. That break even was a good decision. Now we are on the VWAP activation band. Okay, we broke inside the VWAP activation band. We closed even candle inside of it. So I will be extremely careful with the shorts now. Again, don't trade because I say. Maybe it's the perfect time to short, right? I'm just saying what I think about the market. But the fact that we kind of closed this 1-minute candle into those VWAP activation bands, it's starting to scream to me that now we're gonna dance around inside of those VWAP activation bands, which is amazing for shorts, but in a little bit of time, right? You need a little bit of time. Let's see if NQ actually can take out the high and we can get divergence, because right now we just have we're really close to this high. If you believe that previous high, this high will stay as the daily high today, which I doubt, but there is always a case, right? Hi, FOMO is speaking with me. FOMO is truly speaking with me. Oh, you know what FOMO is speaking with me? That we are making it who generally scalp that wave on 15-minute time frame with high success. So I think it's similar to 15-minute on 9 EMA, right? If you play 15-minute 9 EMA on a trendy days, you probably have 90% win rate, if not 100 days, right? If you have a trendy day, you can just play the 9 EMA on 15 minutes. Don't listen to the FOMO fairy drunkenness. That's why you're watching my stream. You are my secret guardian angel. Do not lose money. But I'm really glad I went to break even. Like, that was pure intuition play that I went to break even. I had intuition that we don't have the momentum up, momentum down yet. We had a little breakdown, right? I was up 50 points really quickly, but then I was like, something feels off about this trade. And sometimes it's exactly like it is right now. Go to break even, find a new entry, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to find a new entry. I think we're gonna I think we can have amazing short setup if we go into those VWAP activation bands. You know how I love when price starts to dance in those VWAP activation bands. That means that something juicy is cooking. I don't think we have lost any trade where we have had the patience to wait for price to dance in those VWAP activation bands on stream. Obviously you can lose trades like this, and I have lost. But on stream, I think every single time we have waited for the price to dance in those VWAP activation bands, we have made money. So let's see if this is the case. I hope we're not gonna reject them from now. That would honestly suck. but the market doesn't care what we want. The market really doesn't. Okay, let's see. We are making new high on NQ any moment now. Do we have new high in place? I'm gonna put this here. I'll put it here. I can maybe journal later this trade. We'll see. Okay, we made new high. Now I might enter based on the fact that we are making new high. Let's see. You don't wanna enter yet because I kinda do, but my VWAP setting is completely default. I can show you as well, but it comes together with VWAP deviation band. So I quickly show you as well. If you go, I just have it enabled. There is no settings. It comes with the same deviation band thing, but the VWAP itself is on default setting. Yeah, we made a new high. This is... Are we gonna get divergence, boys? What you guys think? And girls, if we have any girls on the stream. Are we gonna get divergence? Like, yesterday we took this setup, right? Yesterday we took this setup. The psychology, that's the psychology of markets. That's the psychology of trading. It's really difficult to be confident that the market will give you exactly the same setup for 2 days. Like, I have a feeling that ES will eat this high, but oh, it's playing. Are we actually gonna play exactly how we did yesterday? Because if you, let's say you enter a short right now, right? You have a really clear understanding where you get out of the trade. You get out of the trade if ES pushes this high. If ES takes out the same high, you don't have divergence anymore. Boom. It's tempting. I'm not gonna lie. It's tempting. It's exactly the same setup as yesterday. Is market really making it so easy? That's when it's hardest to trade, right? When we bounce exactly from the support line, let's say you bought support line, we bounce exactly from the trend line, we have exactly the same setup as yesterday, which worked. Like, that's also the hard part of psychology, right? One part is getting greedy and not revenge trading, but no one talks how hard it is to decide what you want to do if you have a easy setup or if you have a similar setup, because the logical mind is, well, this worked yesterday, why it shouldn't work today, right? But I have a feeling it's not the same story. And the reason why I'm thinking that is because we are in those VWAP deviation bands. I mean, we kind of closing candles outside of them as well. We took out this high. Okay, we closed another candles into the, okay, nice. This takes my FOMO away. This takes my FOMO away. We are now dancing in those VWAP deviation bands. That's what we love. We love this dance before we enter shorts. This can give us the best short. And again, it doesn't mean that this short is gonna win once I'm gonna take it. But the odds of that short playing out just got much higher. So let's see. Okay. Can we take... Oh, we have some confluences here, huh? I think if we have patience, we're gonna have an amazing short. I think if we have some patience, we're gonna have amazing short. The divergence is still alive, guys. The divergence is still alive. Let's see if ES takes out this high. If ES doesn't take that high soon enough, might be a good idea to enter into shorts. But let's see what the 5 minutes. Okay, 50 minutes, okay. 1 hour, okay. Okay. No shorts for me yet, but I like what we are doing right now. I really like what we are doing right now. Ooh, we are breaking out. Okay, the divergence that we were counting on might be dead in any second. I will put it here as well. The divergence might be dead any second, guys. Or not. Long is play out. Long, do you want a long right now? I will give you, if you're long right now and send me screenshot that you are in long, I will give you Balls of Steel Discord role. If you send me Discord that you're not with practice account, not with demo account, if you're longing from here, I will give you Balls of Steel Discord role. It doesn't give you anything but some a cool color and name. But if you're gonna long this, again, I salute everyone who can play the trend in a way where they long on the breakout high. I salute everyone, because it's not wrong that you ride the trend, but for me, I think you will never ever see me trade like this, where I enter on a kind, like, let's say we are breaking down and then I'm gonna try to short. Is it the wrong play? Not always, but it's just like, where's your stop loss, buddy? Like, where, like, honestly, where is your stop loss? Because any pullback can be still bullish, but like, my idea of the stop loss is that your trade idea is invalidated. So my question is, if you long it right now, you have two chances. Ride the trend in a way that it goes more your way and you can have a really tight stop loss, or otherwise you don't have a place to put your stop, because again, it's like essentially your trade idea is invalidated if we come below the VWAP, right? If we break the VWAP, we're gonna turn super bearish. So that zone here is your stop loss, in a sense that your trade idea is invalidated for longs, but that's 200 points away. Yes, and we have discussed this before. Yes, you can put that based on the low time frame EMAs. Okay, I might start building the position, guys. We are at the 4 hour 100 EMA. I think there might be lost my fourth evil, fifth time is a charm. Let's all put RIP for not Mark Wade. Ah yes, it was Mark Wade. You guys wrote simultaneously, and then I was like, oh. Let's put some RIPs in the chat for Mark Wade. Mark Wade is our friend. He's been almost in every stream. I mean it without any jokes or any irony or whatsoever. It sucks, I know. Losing accounts, losing evils, it's not a nice feeling. So, rip, buddy. It is what it is. It sucks, but you will bounce back, and that's what I meant when some people were commenting about my name that never stopped out, now got stopped out. That's exactly like, I've been there, Mark Wade. I've been there. That's exactly the moments why I choose the name Never Stopped Out, because those moments really broke me, right? I was like, I want to get funded, I want to get the payout, I want to feel like the best thing about getting a payout is feeling that you finally make money from the thing that you do, you spend so much hours in, right? You finally make money, because all your learning period in trading is losing money. You just spend time and time. Man, I want to kind of start building the short position. But it's hourly candle close. Not yet. But yeah, it sucks. I know. you know my story a little bit, as much as I've told you on stream, as much as I've told you in my videos. It wasn't easy journey for me. It's still not easy journey for me. Now, of course, like for example, like it doesn't matter. But the journey that it takes from zero to your first payout it's painful, my man. It's painful, my man. It's I don't say put rip in the chat to make fun of you or anything. Don't get me wrong. You're always here. I just truly feel bad for you, my man. I truly feel bad for you. I just know the fucking feeling. I know me going to my girlfriend and saying like my girlfriend gave me money for Evos. I'm not kidding, guys. I didn't have money. I told you this story before on the stream, but I was in such a fucking bad spot. And then I'm like, this account, I'm gonna get funded, I'm gonna get payout, I'm gonna get some money on my bank account, I'm gonna have fucking money for food. And then you blow the account because you ignore your stupid rules, or you get FOMO, or you revenge trade. And then you're like, I was so stressed out that I didn't even ask my girlfriend for money. She just sent it to me. My girlfriend literally just sent the money to me because we were together. We didn't live together at that time, but we were in long distance, and she was visiting, and we were together. And she saw me that I couldn't sleep and I was stressed out, and she was like, "You lost account, huh?" I was like, "Yeah." And the next moment she sent me money to buy a new account. I felt so fucking bad, and yeah, it's I just know what you're going through. All I can say is like, stay never stopped out. Like truly, don't give up, but don't also continue the same habits that destroyed the account, right? That's the thing with trading. Whenever we lose money, we need to learn from it. Otherwise, we always guys, I think it's the new hourly candle open. That's why I don't want to short, but it's looking like a really juicy setup. But what I wanted to say is like, I want to say don't give up, but also like, not giving up means that you also look yourself in the mirror and be like, hey, I keep repeating the same mistake. For me, it was adding to my loser, revenge trading. Like, we all have different things that we know that we do that we maybe don't want to admit to anyone else beside ourselves. Maybe even ourselves, we don't want to admit that we do it, right? But it's something to really like. The way I learned from my mistakes was like, I was like, I'm not gonna feel that pain again. Whatever I'm feeling right now is so fucking painful. I remember the exact moment as well. I was alone at my home. At that time I was living it in my family house because again I didn't have money, and I was alone in the house, and I was screaming. I was screaming, why me? What the fuck? Is it against me? I felt anger, I felt disappointed, I felt like everything is against me, nothing is going my way. And this is me sharing this super personally, right? I felt every emotion that is the worst to feel, or I don't know how again, English is not my first language, so if you guys would speak Estonian, I would have better time explaining myself, but you understand my point. And I was screaming, I was raging, I didn't understand why it's happening with me and so on. And then like what changed for me is because it was so painful in the moment when you scream and so on, it comes from the pain, right? It comes from the regret, from the pain, and everything is like, I was like, okay, how do I not feel this pain again? Okay, never add to a loser. And I still continue to add to loser, and then sometimes I still add to the losers, but I do it with the plan, right? I scale in, I have a certain stop loss. So what changed for me in that moment, I was like, every time I add to my loser, I lose. But every time I add to my loser, I try to save the trade, not agree with the market, right? So if right now, if you see me, I'm gonna go in a trade and I'm gonna add one more contract, it's because I start to believe that whatever I was hoping with the first entry is now playing out. I was just a little bit early. But at that time I was just saving the trades. I was in with 1 micro, and then I tried to save my trade with 20 micros, because it brings your entry pretty much exactly where the market is. So you're like, now it's the time to reverse, right? And then it needs to go a little bit against you more, and the money you're losing is 20 times higher, right? It multiplies immediately. And in that moment I was like, okay, I can add to a loser, but I never move my stop loss. I can add to a loser, but it's only because the trade idea is finally playing out, or I see the confirmation. I was a little bit too early. Like I told you guys, I had ruled that 65 points, I can be wrong. If I'm wrong 65 points, then I'd rather find new entry than feel the pain of the trade. And also, I think it's like your personality thing, right? I think for me, I had a belief, and again, that's the beauty of trading, because you discover those things about yourself, but you discover things like, for me, ChatGPT was the biggest helper. I told ChatGPT what I did wrong, and then ChatGPT like told me like really good things. Like, you know how some say, oh, ChatGPT is super supportive and it always agrees with you, and I was like, I told ChatGPT, don't fuck with me, give me the most critical mentor advice, like what I'm doing wrong and so on. And then ChatGPT said like, hey, I think your like subconscious from your childhood or from somewhere is programmed in a way that you need to struggle before you get the reward. Like, you are programmed in a way that I need to feel pain before I feel the reward. And that's the reason you add to the losers. Plus there's another reason why I think people add to the losers is, I think I might jump into short. Wait, where is the chart? Okay, let's see. If this 1 minute candle closes outside of those VWAP activation bands, 30 seconds, then I will jump into this short. Okay, we didn't close. Wait. And then I'm gonna continue what I wanted to say. Okay, until this candle closes. So what I wanted to say is, I was so allergic to losing as well. I was so goddamn. I was like, losing for me meant that, yep, I am jumping into a short right here. And I will continue what I wanted to say, but I was so allergic to losing that, like, in that moment, how ChatGPT kind of instructed me was from the fact that if we close this 1 minute candle into this VWAP activation band again, I will manually close it. This is what I'm monitoring right now. This next 1 minute candles. So ChatGPT kind of made me realize that, okay, like, you don't want to lose because you associate losing with failing. You associate losing with the fact that that you did something wrong. But in trading, it's the opposite, right? You every time you enter the trade, you need to be ready to lose as much as possible. Let me monitor this trade. I might close it immediately and look for new entry, because the idea that I had, what makes me want to stay in this trade right now is we still haven't taken out that ES high, right? We are all seeing this, right? And that divergence is now, it's getting more massive, which means it's, for me, it's kind of becoming stronger indication. Okay, now we're breaking down as well. But yeah, I don't want to say allergic to losing, but there was something inside of me that I kind of needed to reprogram in a way that, yeah, you understand what I mean. I mean, all of you, that's so good to share those stories with traders, because I know you guys, you feel yourself in some of the stories that I tell you. I know you do. I was $50 away, but traded so roughly that I lost my whole hacking account. Yeah, Mark, wait. I've been there as well. You have done all the hard work to pass the account. You have the last push, and then you really need to use those. If you use top step, use those tools where you set yourself a risk parameters, or like if you need $50 to pass. I mean, I honestly, I don't even want to say what you should be doing, because that's the last thing you want to hear right now. Because I know exactly the feeling. It's like, you know exactly what you should have done. So I'm not even going to a place where I'm gonna say, oh, that's what you should have done. It's so easy to say that when you're not in the position you are right now. You borrowed the money for evil from her as my salary is yet to come. It's okay. One day when it works out, don't worry. Now I'm living a life where I'm going after stream to my girlfriend. Oh, I made $750 today, and she's like, what the fuck, again? Like 700, so I make 250, right? I have the 3-account multiplier, of course. Like, I'm not making 750 from trades, but 250, so it's 750 for the day. I think I'm gonna close this trade if ES actually takes out this high, because that divergence is playing out fairly nicely. But I promise, if you keep going, and I mean keep going in a way that you improve yourself and you understand what's wrong, and whether you use ChatGPT, whether you use my Discord, ask other traders advice, let me give you advice, like whatever it is, if you do those things, eventually it will happen. Borrowed money for my evils too. I'm so thankful that I have someone in my corner too like that. Yeah, man. Rough times really showed me who are in my corner, who come to help on the hard times, and who are turning backs. I remember some friends were like, oh, don't worry, if you need money, I will lend it to you. And then I texted them like 1 week later, like, hey, I really don't want to ask, but you told me you can help, so maybe you can help me out. And then they disappeared, and I was like, okay, now I see. What, like, you just said it that you're gonna help me, but the reality is a little bit different. Like, there was, like, it really showed you who were the real ones. Pressure makes diamonds. It does. Nothing worse than losing an evil than having to buy another account. Literally, a FOMO can make you overtrade on evil and live accounts. It truly does. One of the mistakes that I've noticed that I'm doing a lot of times is the fact that every time I lose evil account, I was buying new account immediately. I was like, whatever process I made in my evil account, I need to make it back. I need to be in the same place immediately, you know? Like, let's say I was making the 100,000 account where you need to make 6,000 profit. As soon as I was like plus 3,000 and then I lose account, I needed to buy account and need to be in the 3,000 profit immediately. And that cost me a lot of money, because obviously 99% of the time that evaluation new account revenge trading was not really the most smart financial decision, and it didn't really work out. I totally understand you, brother. I know you guys do. When the trading stream turns into therapy, but that's why I fucking love this community so much. I feel so free to share with you those things, and again, I think that's the beauty of trading that we discussed yesterday. If you make money in trading, you really don't need to give a fuck. I fucking broke my screen. Mark, wait, take care. Oh, my friend. Oh, yeah, I know. So you shorted this breakout, yeah? The pain is real. I have to go outside and touch grass because I was filled with rage and sorrow. Yeah, been there as well. Go on a walk at 1 a.m. That was me. I lost in crypto because 1 a.m. the market is closed for me, but I lost in crypto, and then crypto is 24/7, right? And I was literally like, I'm going on a fucking walk. I was like 1 a.m. walking in the city, like with angry face, like we do stupid shit when we are in those mental states. But maybe sometimes it's for the good for us, right? Maybe that mental walk that you're gonna take at that time, maybe that's a good walk. Yeah, it's the trading life. Like no one no one really understands what we go through emotionally when you're becoming a trader. I agree, trading is also bleeding into my daily life. For example, I'm way better at walking away from things I need to walk away from and things like that. Yeah, 100%. I think, by the way, this setup is playing out really nicely. It's not going to my TP, it's not having momentum down yet, but it's what I want to see. I want to see we broke the VWAP deviation band, we retested them, now we are coming out of them, right? We haven't closed any candles inside of them. I think this reversal, I think we timed it quite fucking well. But it's true what Kerrigan just said. It's nice short. It builds you up in different areas of life, right? You become more disciplined, you become more patient, you control your emotions more. I think trading can truly make you a better person. And I think it's when the money comes, it's up to who you are as a character. Like we all know that money doesn't make you a bad person. Money just amplifies what was hiding before, right? Something like this. So and I think the journey of becoming trader, it changes you in every aspect in life. 100%. I remember having 17-day win streak followed by a 10-day losing streak last year. It takes months to build confidence, but just few days to lose it completely. Yeah, that's been happening. That's been happening with me on streams as well. There's so many times where I didn't have so many viewers. Let me see how many viewers we have in this moment. Probably a lot of people left since they didn't see any trades. We still have 43 people watching this beautiful short playing out. Guys, that short is magnificent. We timed that short beautifully. I'm not saying it's gonna hit my TP, but I love when things play out. But it was the same in my stream when I started streaming in December. We didn't have so many viewers. Oh yeah, as soon as I kind of jinxed this short, I think. But as soon as I had the first, I think 2 weeks of me streaming when I really started, I started in December, the first streams. I won every single trade that I took on stream. Every trade I took on stream, we won, and it was like, I was like, holy shit, I'm giving this sauce for free, you know? I was like, I'm day trading live in front of you. I'm executing on real time. Yeah, whether we have 20-second delay, sorry for that, I can't control it. But you understand my point. I was like, I'm giving I'm giving people money, you know. If you copy trade me, and again, I don't advise copy trading, but I was a little bit on cloud 9, right? And then I had January, where probably a lot of you found me because of the Reddit post and everything. But that was the time when I was streaming, and no bueno. I was losing every stream. I had to come back. The January, if you look at the green streak, like you see it as well, like in January, these weeks, 81, 12 trades, 19 trades, $12, $4 and 6 trades, $8 and 3 trades. The only reason why it looks like this is because I had to come back. And then I remember as well, like these 2 weeks, man, my confidence was so low in my trades. I was like, oh, look, like that's that. I don't wanna, again, I don't wanna talk something like brag about myself or anything, but like it's so cool to see, like, look, I took so many trades last month. If you check this month, 1 trade, 2 trades, 1 trade, 2 trades, 1 trade, 2 trades, 2 trades, 3 trades, 4 trades. And a lot of, even if I have 4 trades, a lot of times it's actually 1 trade that just scale in and out, or it's 1 break even and then 1 more trade, right? But yeah, it's really hard to get the confidence back, and I had it on stream. That was the hardest thing, that I was losing on the stream. and then you're like, oh, I'm losing in front of everyone, and I'm afraid that maybe now people are copy trading me because I was doing so good in the beginning. So now people are copy trading me, and then now they're losing as well. So I felt the responsibility of other people losing because of me. Like I really lost my confidence. Now I'm more level-headed. I think I'm more comfortable streaming. Like at first I really didn't want to lose on stream, because you always have that one guy coming to the chat, oh, are you gambling? Why are you going against the trend? Why are you doing this? You know, there's like, as soon as they have a reason to say anything negative, if you give them that reason, it comes. And then I think in the beginning I was really like, oh, I don't want to lose in front of everyone, and you understand what where I'm going with this. And then it changed. Now I truly don't give a fuck if you see me losing or winning. It's more like, yeah, it's part of the game. I can't fake it. If I live trade in front of you, I can't fake it. The market doesn't care that I live trade and I want to win in front of you. The market does what it does, and if I lose in front of you, I need to accept it. I saw, Alex, that MNQ also touched the envelope on the hourly. I saw it earlier as well. How many days will you dedicate to pass a combine account? Do you think 50k versus 150k account is different? Yeah, I think someone said right now in the chat as well that we shouldn't call them 50k or 150k accounts. A 50k account is really 2k, and 150k is really not even 6k but 4.5k account, because the drawdown is the actual account. You're not buying 150,000 account, you are buying 4,500 account, right? Because that's the amount you can lose unless you build, like I have 7,000 now balance, unless you build a big guys, that trade we took today on stream, like even if it goes back to my break even, if you're in with more than one contract, we are doing it again. We are up 100 points in few dollars. We are like 1 point or 2 points away from 100 points. I'm going for 181 1 point on this trade. Maybe it's not the wisest thing to do. Maybe I should cut it here, but what a trade. What a freaking trade. But yeah, it's how many days? It really depends. Sometimes I try to rush it more, sometimes it works out. I rather see it in a way that what's your tolerance on regarding how much money you can spend on those accounts. If you know that you can spend 300 every month on those accounts, like you have agreed to yourself that it doesn't destroy you financially, that if I spend every month, like at some point you need to get to the payout, right? But I think you should have like a limit for yourself where are you, what is your spending limit for these accounts, and based on that you can kind of play around. If let's say you have 300 to spend on the accounts and you try to do one account for 3 weeks and then you lose it, and you see that you can still spend 200 on accounts on that month, maybe try to go harder on the next account, because on a budget wise you still have a room. Of course you don't need to spend exactly what you're planning to spend every month, like I'm not saying that, but you understand my point. Like if it, maybe sometimes it makes sense to kind of send it a little bit harder because it's not ruining you financially. But if you're going in a loop where, if you're going in a place where it's, how to say, when you're going in a place where it's like, I try to pass really fast, if I fail I buy another account, and then you repeat, like you put yourself in a really bad financial situation, right? For you to go back to break even, you need heavy payouts to make all the money back and be on the positive. 100 points, by the way, guys, 100 points. We took a short on stream that is up 100 points. I always say if you're up 100 points, might be good idea to close it. We took it. I think I'm gonna close. Yep, I'm what? I got filled so badly. I was up 200. I was like, fuck it, 100 points taken on stream, fuck it. I'm gonna take my profit. But guys, what a trade, huh? Cheers for everyone. Happy Friday. We took beautiful trade. Whether it goes to my TP or not, I don't really care. I wanted my 100 points. I got it. Almost got it. I think I got a little bit bad feel on the close, but what a trade. What a trade on stream again. We were speaking about therapy. I entered quickly. You're speaking about the psychology of trading and everything, and at the same time we hit 100 points. Man, 2 days. 2 days. I feel so happy. I honestly feel so happy because it's so good to execute trades like this on stream, because it's just, I know there's one guy who followed my trade, entered at the same time I entered, but man, what a snipe, what a trade. 100 points, we are up, and yeah, man, waiting for the divergence paid off. It truly did, right? And the divergence wasn't so easy as it was yesterday. And also VWAP activation bands, right? I entered because we closed 1 minute candle outside of them. My rule is if you dance inside of them, you wait for the 1 minute candle to close outside of them. It can be only on ES. Sometimes it happens simultaneously. We had retest as well. That was my rule. Like if we retest, if we go back in, I might exit. But everything paid out really well. I would say that was amazing trade. Maybe I missed out more than 100 points more. I don't know. And like that's my mistake in a trade like this. Go in with goddamn 2 contracts. Like I really should be in with 2 contracts, because look at this. I could close out one, take my 200, 188 and then keep it on. But it's a nice trade. Eiko asked, where are you from? I'm from Estonia, my man. I'm not into trading myself, but I am curious why you assume you have an edge in the market. That's a good question. That's a good question. Why do I assume I have an edge in the market? I don't assume it, I see it in my statistics. That's the easiest answer. Because again, as you know, you watch my stream, you see my trade, you see my YouTube videos. I don't have one strategy. I have the setup where we can play inverse orb, we can play breakout orb, if there's some divergence. Today we had divergence plus VWAP activation bands, plus also one thing that made me really want to kind of start entering was the fact that we were at the 4 hour, yeah, I mean, that 4 hour 100 EMA, right? We were right here when I entered as well. VWAP activation bands, EMAs. So I don't have one strategy, so I can't tell you like, hey, I have this strategy, it has statistical edge over the market. My trading approach is different. Some traders will come to me, well, it's wrong, you should have really clear setup and that's how you enter and that's it. For me, my perspective of the markets, and again, I learned everything on my own, not in a way that I went to trading and started trading and learned on my own. So in some cases yes, but I watched different strategies, and my trading philosophy is putting those elements together, like EMA, high time frame EMA, divergence, VWAP activation bands, Watson envelope, like RSI. I always don't take all of them into consideration, but if you ask me what my edge is, I think my biggest edge is being able to find a trade in different market conditions. We have trendy days. I know how to find a trade in a trendy day. It doesn't mean I'm always going to find a profitable trade, but I find a trade based on the EMA retracements, because I know on a trend, EMA retracement can give me strong reactions. If it's reversal day, perfect. We have the VWAP activation bands. If it's a range day, then maybe orb can show me the range. So if you ask what my edge is, I think my edge little bit is okay. Actually, you're gonna make me brag about myself. I think my biggest edge is honestly patience. I honestly think that's my biggest edge. It's combining patience with the market knowledge. It's combining the patience with everything I know about different entry models that I have kind of set to myself. Because again, if you come to me and ask, tell me exactly your perfect setup, well, tell me the market conditions. What's the market conditions? Do we have wide orb? Do we have one index kind of leading the way? Are we maybe close to high time frame EMAs? What's the overall, what's the bigger picture? What's the weekly time frame? Like, I don't have, like, you know, some traders that, oh, we sweep liquidity, I wait for inverse fair value gap, my entry, and they only trade that, and it's completely fine if you know that the win rate makes sense to only trade one setup, right? But I think my trading edge is having a patience to find setups in different market conditions. Like, market changes all the time, and I think that's the reason why I have such a big win streak, is because market has been different all this time. We've been in range, we have had some trendy weeks, trendy days, range days, slow days, volatile days. You see me executing for different reasons on different days. I lose, I win, but I win more than I lose. And again, I'm not bragging, I'm just trying to express, like, because nobody actually has asked me what's my market edge. I think that will summarize like my market edge: patience and having a different tools to adapt to the market. And that's what I'm teaching you guys as well. I'm not teaching you to trade exactly like me. I'm trying to open your head, or open your thinking into different variations that the market gives you. Because if I only tell you trade the OR breakout, you will have probably 60% win rate. If you have good risk management, you're profitable, right? I'll tell you trade the inverse orb on these conditions, you probably have 60% win rate. If you have good risk management, boom, you're profitable. But my trading like approach is, I want to give you everything that I combine into different setups. And I've seen some traders come to my chat and say like, hey, I've been watching your stream for 2 weeks. Nort, I don't know if Nort is here, but Nort was one of the guys. He's on Discord as well. He was like really early on the streams, and he was watching my streams for like 2 weeks, and he came back to my stream and he was like, bro, I am seeing something I didn't see before. And that's all I want to give you guys, honestly. I want you to come to me later, or you don't need to come to me, but I want you to have this realization like, oh, there's different tools, there's different market can give you different hints, right? We have the four index chart. RTI can be the snitch, right? Same way, sometimes RSI can be a snitch. Sometimes I don't even look at RSI, because there's other indicators that tell me the story that fuck the RSI. I don't need so many confluences. I have 3 confluences, that's it. So I think that's my edge, just finding those setups in different market conditions. Again, I don't want to brag or anything. I didn't want to sound like I'm bragging, oh, I'm a good trader, but if you ask what's my edge, that's my edge. I saved my account. The best way to learn is to teach. You'll be expert in no time. Haha, Atomic, my man. I appreciate you. I saved my account right now. Lost 300 euros today on NQ, and this short I made 200 euros back. Close call. Let's go. That's the best feeling. You don't really want to lose on. You don't want to really lose on Fridays, right? Because it gives you the sour feeling for the rest of the week. I got in too quick on this short for like 10 minutes. I was down 100 euros. What do you think about MACD? I think it's too... okay, first of all, I haven't tested MACD on my own, so I can't tell you if it works or not, but my assumption or my overall perspective on MACD is it's maybe little bit too retailish indicator in a sense. Like I feel that if you search on YouTube, learn how to trade, that's one of the first indicators they tell you. There's, I think RSI is one of like the most basic. Oh, if you're above 50 you're bullish, if you're below 50 you're bearish, right? That's like the general RSI rule. I don't believe it, by the way, but I think, again, don't take my opinion as right or wrong, but it's just my opinion that MACD is really retailish indicator that everyone uses it. So it's can be like every indicator. I mean, you can say the same thing about every single indicator, right? if it's really popular, it's really retailish. I think it's more like how, like, I don't think you can trade based on any indicator alone. You can't only trade, okay, you can on EMAs, for example, but from my perspective, it's more like how can you fit MACD in some kind of strategy that it acts as a strong confluence. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think MACD can be the reason why you can be profitable, I have no doubt. But it's more like how do you integrate MACD into some kind of strategy where it acts as a really good confluence, right? RSI acts as a really good confluence. Sometimes it's kind of like I don't even have time to check RSI. I don't care what RSI is doing. So I don't have opinion, and I don't want to say it's bad or good because I haven't traded it so much. I tried it once. I was like, I don't find it so useful. And again, like, another thing you need to understand about my trading is, how do I say it? There is no right or wrong. I have used so many different indicators, like the Keltner channels, what's on envelope, what else? Oh my god, there's been so many indicators that I've tried and used. It's also up to you, like what you want to combine. I kind of have made my selection. It doesn't mean that I'm not gonna add maybe in the future some different elements, but the point I'm trying to make is, like, for me, I feel the ones that I have is enough. The only thing that I feel that I'm missing is order flow. I want to have one more monitor, one more screen with order flow as well. Not that I want to trade only based on that, but that I think it's gonna add a nice confluence to any of my strategies. But honestly, no opinion because I haven't used it. It can be amazing, it can be bad, I don't know. How much will you risk per day on combine? I'm at the point where I'm very patient on weeks, almost past, then I blow out. I mean, if you're close to passing, you need to be like, whatever happened before you were close to passing, forget it, and now it's time to be realistic regarding how do you approach the days. So let's say if your profit goal is 6,000, let's see, if we go back to my entry, I might look for re-entry. Why not? We still have the divergence. But you need to like whatever you did to get to the point where you're close to passing, forget about that when you're close to passing and set yourself completely new rules. Because if you okay, let's say you're patient, that's another case, but if you're, I don't know, 500 away from passing the evaluation account, you have made 2.5 or whatever your account size you're doing, like, you have the last milestone to do. The last thing you want to do is try to rush it or whatever. You have done all the hard work. Now it's your job to stay as patient with your risk as possible. Like, if you have 500 to pass, only risk 250 to make that 500. If you don't make that, if you lose that 250, fuck it, close it out for the day, try again next day. Like, don't put yourself into a position where you are super close and then you blow your account like we had, unfortunately, Mark Wade today, right? So I think it's like, the closer you are to your target, the less you should risk with every single trade. I think trading crypto has given me PTSD, but also made me handle losses a lot better. Yeah, crypto gave me a lot of PTSD. Guys, to be honest, I don't think, I will see, but I honestly, I feel a little bit hot. Like, I feel a little bit under the weather, to be honest. And we had amazing trade. I don't think I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna accept. I wanted to reach 7,000 in the, I'm missing $9 on my followers account, a little bit behind, but I wanted to reach 7,000 because I want to take payout really soon. And I'm feeling a little bit shit, and I think I'm gonna finish the stream. I feel I need a break. I've been talking a lot. focusing on, we took amazing trade. That's enough. I'm not gonna push it. And I think that's the purpose of the stream, right? Find amazing trades, give you everything that I see in the markets. And so far right now, maybe there's gonna be another short opportunity. I don't know, and I don't think I'm gonna even care, because I made 188 on these 3 accounts. I made 323 on this account. So in total I have made, fuck knows, I don't care, 1000 almost. So it's 1k day for me on 4 accounts in total. So I think I'm gonna give my body a break. We've been streaming a lot and I feel I need a little bit break. So guys, I appreciate all of you. I truly appreciate all of your support, and enjoy your freaking weekend. Truly enjoy your weekend. And another 100-point trade. We took 137 points short today. I have not had one loss. Oh my god, I'm getting a little bit. You're amazing as always. I want to say something to you, my friend. I have not had one loss this day since I found your stream. Wow, that's crazy. Was fun. Enjoy the weekend. See you guys. Keragan, that's fucking crazy. If I would sell a course, that would be hell of a statement to use as a referral, huh? Never gonna sell you guys course. Alright, see you guys.